What's going on?
Just editing.
Sweet.
I forgot to literally do it last night. And making hash browns.
Nice.
The bootleg kind. Like it's already pre-done because we're not doing that whole you
Still,
know potatoes and the whole thing.
it's still shredded potatoes
No,
that are
no,
fried
correct.
in a
It's
pan.
still the
So,
same. The exact same thing. I just don't
and
have
and the best part, you don't have to do all that stupid work by yourself.
correct. This is it took me 10 minutes in air fryer. That's all that mattered. Where's the mustard, bruh?
I have to. I have to admit, the one thing that I've never understood from a marketing standpoint is why McDonald's doesn't sell some of their stuff in the grocery aisle.
You know, you're not wrong. I think they would do amazing if they did that.
Like, basically, all of their breakfast items,
Yeah.
like separately in the frozen food aisle.
Yeah, like available. That'd be. I mean,
And you mark each bag up so that if you were to make the sausage egg McMuffin,
yeah.
you pay $3 at the store, you'd end up paying $5 altogether at the by doing it yourself at home.
I mean, this is why you're smart.
Yeah, well, yeah. But
Yeah,
and then like the hash browns too, like they will legitimately cost you $1 to make. I mean, they could make so much money, and then they could sell their hamburger patties so that you can get hamburger patties like on the grill or in the stove or in the oven, thin, because
from Mickey D's
a
already.
lot a lot of people can make smash burgers with thin patties, but it's it's significantly more difficult for normal, even for some chefs, to make patties that don't bulge up in the center and are thin like that.
Well, I think it's like, I mean, we know the tricks. I don't like. Well, I don't say I don't like. I don't really eat red meat. So like, I had the
No, I
wagyu.
know.
I had the wagyu dinner last night. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is so good." I was like, I tasted it and I was just like, "Yeah, it's not
I,
pork. Pork would have been
I don't
better,
like
but
the fat content. I don't like the fat content of
correct,
wagyu.
it's too much." It's just like I don't like that texture when it's fat of the beef. Like I think it's too much. Plus, like it tastes off to me. But just my preference. Pork,
Well,
however, when it's anxious, I love that texture.
because here's the thing. Every time I talk about wagyu, I always hear Kyle's voice in my head going, "Fattest flavor, fattest flavor," and it's like, well, yes, to a point, but fat isn't flavor. Fat is just a conductor of flavor.
Fat is just fat. When it comes to beef, I think it's just too. It's too much. It's too. I don't know if the word's gamey. It's too strong. I want to say. It's really just like for me on my nose when I eat beef fat. It just all the other flavors go away. It's just all beef. But if that's what you like, great. I just don't particularly like it. So for me, when I was
See,
cooking it,
I like a leaner beef. I do.
yeah, yeah. Like a fillet would have
Because
been nice. But
yeah, I feel like a leaner beef, when prepared properly, you
yeah,
get a stronger beef taste.
yes. But I just
And
like, yeah,
yeah, the
I
veins
can't
of fat,
put a logo on it, dude. It's just like,
the veins of marbled fat throughout it,
yeah,
it does taste good because it sucks in all those amino acids and those, you know, all the flavonoid compounds.
yeah.
So it'll taste like beef, but
I saw you reply to the one comment. I was just like, I think I see. Like, I wish they would expand on when they ask questions. Like, do a full comment. Like, I've done X Y Z. Can you tell me why? It's just always that one quick remark.
Back in
on
the day, TikTok used to be like that. At least for me.
I know.
Hey, you
Yeah, yeah,
said
yeah.
this. I've done this. Can you explain why we get different results? Or, you know, I think the days of TikTok are done. I honestly do.
This guy. Thanks for interacting, bro. It's okay. I was like, I've never seen it. So it says this message is held for review. So someone's trying to troll us. It's okay, bro. You have a good day. Not a big deal.
If he makes her happy, why not?
Maybe it's too early for him to troll. It's okay. Not a biggie.
Or he saw it, came on. It was a
And
drive by. It was a drive by trolling.
yeah. Also, so I
Okay.
marinated the beef 4 days. There was no vinegar in it in that one, but I did put miso in it, and then a little bit of soy sauce. So by the time it cooked, dude, it was like perfect, man. Everything penetrated, and then I sous vide it for 24 hours, pretty much.
Are we talking about beef or the chicken you did a video on?
No, the beef one. So that the wagyu from
Okay.
last night, I started cooking it the day before around the same time, like around 6:30, and then I just left it at 135, 24 hours. And then when I started slicing it, or remove it from the bone and then slicing, it was like it was still pink. It was perfect. Look, man, it's okay. Thank you for interacting with the video. The more comments, the better. You know, but then, like say like we get into their like message that it says
The messenger.
potentially inappropriate.
Potentially.
Potentially inappropriate. Too fun. Too fun. I might go live again today. I'm also like I have like a I don't want to say an event. I have a meeting tonight at one of the restaurants. They call it industry night, and I was more interested in how to get loans as like a small business. So they're gonna go kind of talk about that for New Jersey. I'm assuming it's for New Jersey, or
Is
even the
it so
process.
that you can buy this ghost kitchen that you want?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna take you know they invite all restaurateurs pretty much. So tonight I think there's gonna be 30 of us in that one restaurant, and then it's powered by whoever the committee is. I want to ask all the questions like, hey, how do I get XYZ, etc. So hopefully I get some answers, and then I can share it with my town. It's okay, James. The more comments, the better. It's okay. Maybe they're just having a bad day. It's okay. Troll comments are a plus here. There's nothing that people can say that will hurt my feelings. I promise. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I got the thickest
Your,
skin.
your ramen tastes like overcooked spaghetti. I don't know.
I
I was
went.
trying to
Well,
think. I
you
was
know
trying
what's
to think
funny?
of like a pasta brand that's really crappy.
I've tried overcooking it, and it doesn't even get to that texture.
Doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. Like it. So when you get to like overcooked pasta, it's almost like I don't want to say brittle. What's the texture in your mouth? It feels like kind of feels like sand. So with mine, since there's no egg or anything, it's just the kansui that makes it bounce. Once you overcook it, it like obliterates. Like I don't want to say it turns to mush, but like it doesn't give you a texture. It's almost like it went back to like a paste. It's like the weirdest thing.
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean. I
My
remember one time when I was teaching at the university,
yeah.
I made everybody just a s- a simple a simple it wasn't golio de olio. It was
It's like a spaghetti or something.
I mean, yeah, I used spaghetti. I forget the dish. You always do these lives early in the morning when my brain
No.
hasn't had a chance to turn on yet. But it was
I
one
know.
of those um The pepper dish, the black pepper.
Oh, cacio e pepe.
Yeah, thank you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I did cacio e pepe for all the students before their final.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, I still have the philosophy that you shouldn't cook when you're hungry as a chef.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
that's why we do family meals right before service. Um,
Chicken and those one they don't expect it.
and and so everyone's eating it, everyone's liking it, and this one student who thought he was all that, like, goes, I mean, I guess the flavor's there, but you didn't cook the noodles properly.
Oh, one of those.
I'm like, so you're saying you don't like it? And he's like, I'm just saying the noodles aren't cooked. So I took his dish from him. Like, I took the plate from him. I'm like, well, thanks for your feedback. And he's
Yeah.
like, I didn't say I wouldn't eat it. And I said, look, and I said it to the entire class. I said, look, I'm a chef. This dish, I pride myself in what I put in front of you.
Yeah.
And if it's not perfect for you, that tells me that you don't like it.
Yeah.
Because if you did, you wouldn't be able to even form a sentence because you'd be eating. Especially since he was one of those guys who like to eat a lot.
Mm.
Like, his mom gave him like a $30 Taco Bell gift card. He decided to buy $30 worth of Taco Bell and eat it in one sitting.
Oh wow. Oh,
One of those guys. One of those
yeah.
guys.
I get it.
It wasn't until like a year later that he finally came up to me and said, I realized why I thought your pasta sucked is because I was raised on Chef Boyardee.
Uh, Again, it's all like that's why I don't want to say engage, but like that's why I don't really care for when people say, "Oh, it's not cooked right" or whatever. Say okay, because like I don't know what they're like, what's their base, like how you're explaining right now. Like I don't know what kind of dishes you've had before, and maybe that's the texture that you're kind of putting together. That's normal for you, but like this is technically how it should be cooked. I'm giving you my version of it with the correct procedure. If that's not your cup of tea, that's completely fine too, you know? But don't
Yeah.
be like, this is wrong, and it's not. It's so subjective. It's crazy.
I simply said, until you I said, I'm not saying I'm a master with Italian pastas. I'm not a master,
Yeah.
I can make my own pasta, but it's not like I do it every day for a living.
Mhm.
But I said, go to somebody who has literally spent his life with that cuisine,
Yeah.
and then taste what their food tastes like, and let that
Mhm.
be your base.
No, that's what I'm saying. So that's what usually I would say. So like this is how I would do it. It's always that.
Yep.
It will always be that sentence first whenever I say something. It's my rendition, or it's my take. This is how I do it at the shop. So it's super specific. This way, people don't be like, that's not exactly how you do it." So last night, on my dish, hold on, I'll show you the menu. Let me just pull it up real quick because I called it a chimichurri when it's not a chimichurri, if that made sense, right? So on the chef's table, I had it's a enoki mushrooms marinated in the sake. I fried in potato starch, and I put wagyu tallow, green goddess vinaigrette, but it's not green goddess. It's like my version of green goddess. It's just a whole bunch of herbs and like oil, essentially, salt and pepper. That's not green goddess, but like kind of is, you know.
That's good,
And
because
then
I really, if you would have been like, this is the Green Goddess, I'd have been like, pass. I'm really
correct,
not a fan
correct.
of Green Goddess.
No, that's what I'm saying. So like it will always be my take. And on the wagyu short rib, the dish, I call it a tangy chimichurri with a crispy potato. When the chimichurri is literally just the same, I think it's my black vinaigrette, my black garlic vinaigrette. I added like literally fresh herbs on top of it. Called it a day. That's chimichurri in its essence. Like just like a bootleg kind, but it's not really. I
No,
use
I get
it.
it.
Yeah.
I made chicken teriyaki the other day for my family, just
Mhm.
because I want it with rice noodles, and I'll be honest, I bought one of those bags of pre-mixed frozen vegetable blend,
Mhm.
just because I wanted it to be like a 20-minute meal to get on the table.
Yeah.
Turned out really well. Which I don't understand why more Americans, and it has been my experience that it's Americans don't like bitter notes.
No,
I don't
it's the
understand
thing.
because
That's what I've been trying to say. Like, maybe it's not normal to them. In Asian cuisine, it's like a sought after taste. Like, it's truly, you need the bitter stuff.
well,
So it's
like
just,
I cooked that chicken until it started turning black in parts,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
specifically for that note, which offset the sweetness of the soy sauce and the brown sugar nicely.
Sometimes if it's too rich, the bitter can counteract that. So that's
Mhm.
why I make the oil too for the tonkotsu. So same exact purpose, but just
Yeah, because
different
I
now.
could see your tonkatsu broth being too rich in the mouth without it
Yeah.
counteracting that.
I've also tried like maybe just adding vinegar. Like what if I made like a to even more offset it, maybe like a gastrique to put it on top, like a finishing. It didn't. It doesn't taste too well. Then like the vinegar kind of takes over. It's like too much almost. So I'm like, maybe I'll just stick to the oil.
And
So
that's
I
because
literally tried everything.
any type of prepared vinegar can overpower the dish.
Yeah, yeah.
It's why I don't even like using balsamic, because even though balsamic, like true balsamic,
Uh-huh.
um, it's got that nice syrupy feel to it.
Yeah.
Um, it's sometimes like that's all I can taste is balsamic.
No,
Like
I know.
we used to have this dish of balsamic glazed chicken,
Okay.
and of
Pretty
course,
classic.
of course, it's an American restaurant, so you want your chicken overcooked, but not overcooked to where it starts getting black on it,
Yeah.
because it all has to register temp out at 165 for a breast.
Yeah.
And that balsamic, that's all I tasted. It's like you couldn't even taste chicken anymore.
I know exactly the brand and then like little like glass bottle, not glass, but like it's a opaque bottle ish, right? And then you kind of drizzle on top. That same brand, I forget what brand that is. But like I hate that one when you specifically when you make like a bruschetta. It's the same fucking drizzle. All you taste is balsamic. So you're telling me you just like balsamic. That's literally all you
Well,
that's all you like.
no, because we got aged balsamic in like the big box that almost looks like a wine box or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or
Those are
like
nice.
the big oil boxes, I should say.
Those are nice. Those are nice.
And then we blended it with just honey.
Oh, sweeten it a little bit. I feel you.
Yeah. But
I just
still,
don't like I don't like balsamic. I think that's what my taste is telling me. I prefer because the note is super sweet for me.
yeah,
I'd rather
and you don't like super sweet
yeah,
usually.
I'd rather just like white vinegar for me, amazing. So I like I'd rather
White
have
vinegar is only for cleaning.
for marinade, it's so punchy and good. So like that's what I refer to as like an actual vinegar. So like anything that kind
See,
of gives like the
I still,
sharpness.
if I'm going to use, and now if I have to do it in a restaurant, yeah, maybe white vinegar is going to be my go-to just for cost effectiveness.
Yeah,
But there are like 100 different vinegars out there, and white vinegar, like the distilled white vinegar, is like
yeah.
the bottom of all of them.
Because it's the base one, it's the base flavor one. You know, the one that I would say though that I've never had that I did try when it came here to the states was champagne vinegar. Never had it before. I've only had
Love
it.
champagne vinegar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just like, wow, this is great. This is like, this is awesome. So for that type of vinegar, I dig it. So like when you're making like a mignonette or something, champagne vinegar will always win. So stuff like that,
I've been
yes.
I've been marinating with a lot of rice wine vinegar lately.
Yeah, it's the best vinegar, man. Literally the best vinegar.
You literally just said champagne was the best vinegar.
No, I'm saying like champagne for me, I've never tasted it. So when I came here to the States, I thought it was great. But like if I were to choose one vinegar to rule them all, it will probably be tied between rice vinegar, specifically the same brand, the brand with the yellow bottle. You know what I'm talking about? I forget which company it holds it. I'll look it up on my computer right here. Vinegar. Oh, by Kikkoman. So Kikkoman has
Oh,
the
kick 'em on.
yeah, it's like the same yellowish bottle. So that one and my vinegar from the Philippines, which is the coconut vinegar, it's called Dato Puti. And that
Yeah.
one's strong, sharp coconut vinegar, like strong, and I love it. Filipinos and vinegar is just it's a thing. It's a thing, man.
Yeah, I forget what kind I get. I get they're a brand that makes a lot of different vinegars. I think that's all they do.
Just make vinegars.
Not Nakano.
Is it an American
Although
brand?
I can't remember. Like I said, you do these lives
When
first thing
it's
in
too
the morning,
early.
and my brain hasn't turned on yet. Um,
I know Heinz has like 20 different freaking vinegars.
you know what? One second. I'm sitting here trying to look on the internet. I'll be right back. I've got a bottle.
You got a bottle. Okay. You're good. All right, while he's away, let me just finish the edit here. I'm actually I'm editing the video for tonight to go live on the channel. And this one I shot with my phone specifically, but I didn't have my mount. I thought I had it at the shop, so I usually have like a neck mount that you put it through. I didn't, so I was like kind of filming and like trying to use one hand to go about this stuff. I think I cut it pretty good though. But yeah. Well, I do want to check the comments. Let's see what kind of comments he. What's up, Sean? Chilling? It is early in the morning.
Okay.
He just brought the entire stuff.
Instead of nitpicking down there. Oh yeah, no, it was Nakano, and it's the mild and sweet rice
Uh-huh.
wine vinegar. It even though it says sweet, it's not like it's overly sweet.
Oh, bro, because he was trying to troll, but like we're like, okay, you have like the most vanilla comments. We're kitchen folk. That don't even start it.
I was gonna say everything he was saying was like not only that, but we're not like I hate to say it this way, but we're not like today's kitchen folk.
Yeah, yeah,
We're back in the day where the chef would literally want to make you cry and make you walk out and quit right then and there.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I know you. So I know you never really worked with the guy, but maybe you've met him while you were at Ever. Did Keller ever walk in the kitchen?
No, Keller never walked into the. There were a lot of celebrities, but no
Yeah,
other chefs walked in the kitchen
it
during my
was always
time
a
there.
discussion.
It was just Dovey.
Got it.
And the only reason I met Ackett's is because I went over to
So
Alinea
like, got it.
for that brief time.
Yeah, so the TK group, Thomas Keller group, they're known to be butt heads, I should say. And obviously, I
Because
started that per se. I forget who the chef was there at the time because like he doesn't, even though it's his restaurant, he's not usually there. He's usually at the French Laundry, so it's not like you're gonna see him anyway. But like, bro,
didn't Brandon start out in the Thomas Keller group?
yeah, he started at Alinea.
Oh, but
It was
that's
a
not the
balloon.
Thomas Keller group, is it?
It is well. Ackett's is from the Keller Group.
Yeah, he came from there, but they don't belong with the Thomas Keller group.
At least I don't think so. We can look it up actually. Is Linea part of the TK? We're gonna see if they are. Oh no,
I
no, no,
didn't
no, no.
think so.
Yeah, they're all just for they're by themselves. It's kind of cool, but yeah, he's part of that. He's part of that group. Brandon was also the same. He was the same class where they did the balloon.
Yeah, I
That was,
remember. I
yeah,
remember Brandon saying that.
which is insane. I was like, wow, must be nice. He's like, yeah, I know how to make it. I was like, okay, great. I know
Can
how to
I
make
can I be
it.
honest though? Can I be honest though?
Mm,
I have my background in molecular gastronomy, so that should impress me,
yeah.
but it doesn't impress me.
Well, you know, I've never tasted the dish, so I can't say anything about it. But like visual wise, it's cool. It's a balloon. You're like, oh, okay, great. They managed to inflate a balloon.
That
Probably
you can eat. I get that. And
you make it.
beyond what you literally just said of, oh, cool, they made an edible balloon.
Yeah,
That's where
yeah,
it stopped. That's where it
no,
stopped.
exactly. They probably use like isomalt or some shit. I don't know, but like, I thought it was cool. I was like, great, like, awesome. There's a guy on in Canada. His name is Ron. I think you might know him too. Ron McKinley. He's a I think he has 2 stars now. But the food that this guy pushes out, let's go. It is so. It's
Isomalt
not.
and glucose.
It's what?
Isomalt and glucose.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's probably some isomalt kind of thing. And then, because like isomalt has like the most stable in that
That's
kind of
all it
format.
is. I could make this today. It's not that hard. See, I think the more educated I became in molecular gastronomy, I think what is impressive to a lot of people, and rightfully so. I think it's like when you go to watch a really good illusionist, like if you go to watch Penn and Teller, you don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
And in that lies the magic. So people who go to Alinea, they don't know how they can make an edible balloon.
Hmm.
And in that is impressive. Or, how you can take peanut butter and turn it into powder. Stuff like that. But since I know all of it, it's like, okay, yeah, good, you made that, but it's not like you're a god.
Bro, tickets for Alinea is $300. The lowest tier, $300. Crazy,
Yeah,
crazy talk.
that's about what Evers was too.
No, no, I know. I still think that's low, but they have the higher end stuff because like I'm used to going to like
But here's the thing. You say it's low,
yeah,
but they are so good at um so 300 is the base,
yeah.
as you probably know, because they are going to get you with wine pairings,
Oh yeah, 100%,
buying a bottle of wine,
100%.
add-ons like, oh, this dish comes with truffle, which I still, if I ever hypothetically move to a place where I could earn a Michelin star, I
Uh-huh.
am not going to give you half the fucking truffle on a dish.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
Truffle, well, like when you said about balsamic vinegar or something.
Mhm.
Truffle is one of those flavors that just has a tendency to overpower a dish. And if
Yeah.
I make you a steak, I don't want to say, "Hey, do you want truffle on it? And then I give you a whole fucking truffle on top.
That's my
Because then
pet
all
peeve.
you're gonna taste is the
It's
truffle.
trouble. Yeah, I think, but people want to come for because it's elusive to them. It's like their one time kind of spend galore. That's why it works that often. One of my one of my colleagues here in the state, they run probably one of the best sushi joints in the state up here in Jersey, and
Okay.
they're known for it pretty much. So we've dined there recently. I didn't know they do this, bro. Jem. So they had winter truffles, right? And they were, I don't know, they were like about a knob still left.
So like
And bro,
white winter truffles.
uh, so they
So
were
those are mild, more
those
mild.
are
I like
super
those.
mild. They're great, paper thin. But like the thing that I'm gonna get, so I think it was a wagyu dish. So he was putting like maybe two shaves on top of it, which is fine, whatever. I took
I
Caitlin.
like that.
Yeah,
2 shaves, that's appropriate.
perfect. So I took Caitlin. Caitlin never experienced it, so she was like, "Oh my god, I'm having." So if pretend like if you're in Caitlin's boots, this is like all a show, and it's like it's your one time kind of thing. Yes, you would spend that money. But anyway, to my point, he's shaving it. He got to like about the end. I could probably say about that much. Let me give me like a half inch, bro. You can still get like a few shaves off of that. He tosses it. He just went to the garbage. I was like, what?
Did you ask him why?
I was like, is it what? Just tossed it. And then his other guy who was helping him, also same. When he got to like about that much, I see him also just toss. I was like, those are truffles, guy. What? What? Yeah, that I didn't like that.
Okay. Since you understand what it takes to pull it off, does that make you appreciate the consistent craftsmanship or how the experience is framed around it? Oh, with the balloon. Um, I I appreciate that they I can appreciate they did the legwork to innovate something new.
Mhm.
Nobody had ever seen anything like this before. When it comes to consistent craftsmanship, they're taking so long to make all their food. I appreciate somebody who is a la minute cook, a line cook, who can pump out like steak after steak consistently all night long, or a pasta dish, or just whatever it is all night long, rather than these like a linea that's a lot more like a lab than it is a kitchen, where they're all quiet and taking their time to make sure it's correct. And it doesn't take that much effort to become consistent with a dish after you do it over and over. It'll take, and you've cooked, so you know it'll take a cook 2 weeks to become proficient with a dish. And I'm talking about where he can now teach others to do it. Um, and I can appreciate, like I said before, I can appreciate the novelty of these people coming into Alinea who don't understand what goes behind making this, and being in awe. Like I compared Alinea to watching Penn and Teller and not understanding how the magic trick is done. That's what it is. But also, I've seen things with Alinea lately, and he's still finishing off with the tabletop dessert. And I think he needs to get a new shtick.
Dude, he loves that, man. That's his thing, bro.
The thing is, the dish is 20 years old.
That's his thing, though. He fucking loves it.
Um,
I don't think he will die by that, like literally, because that was his. It's like he found his thing that people come in there for him, which is that experience. So
I
yeah,
mean, I guess, but it's when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh man, you're not even using plates, just directly on the." That's awesome. I like that. And now I look at it and I'm like, I'm bored.
yeah,
And boring food is death in this industry.
yeah. I dig it. I've never experienced it, so I can't wait till I finally do dine in and try it myself. But like at the same time,
You're talking about you want to go to Alinea one day?
yeah, yeah. 100%.
Well, let me know. Depending on where I'm at, maybe I'll try to
It's like
come with you.
I haven't eaten there yet. Like I haven't eaten any of the fancy restaurants in Chicago yet. In the New York, LA area, I've tried quite a bit of it. In Los Angeles specifically, Benu, 3-star Michelin. I really want to go. Quinn's, I think 2-star now, or 3-star maybe. I want to go
I think,
because it's a different. It's like a different area with like a different stuff on it. So like I'm not gonna find it, here on this side. They do it on that side. So it's
yeah,
very
I think what's getting me so jaded is just my hatred of the guide.
yeah.
Like, I don't understand. I understand supply and demand. I do. That's but I don't get why some of these guys, like I've always said, I don't like anybody who cooks to try to earn that star. I
Mhm.
feel that that's the wrong reason to cook.
Mhm.
And we've all heard stories about the chefs who find out that they're gonna lose a star and they end up like killing themselves.
Yeah, it's the big pressure. It's like a huge pressure on
So
them.
in that I don't respect it either. And so for me, if I go to Ever, I want to go to Ever because it's really good food. I don't care that it's 2, 3, or 1 star.
Yeah.
Or when you get somebody who you can tell immediately has never been in the industry because they're like 5 stars. I made 5 stars. Dude, there's not even 4 stars.
Food influencer. They'd be like, you gotta go because they offered to comp my food and it's the greatest food in the world.
I see that's one thing. So I have an interview at that place today.
Oh, nice.
Um, well, we'll see because
Yeah.
there's a rumor going around town that they're going to shut down on the 19th for good. And
February
I'm like,
19th?
why would they be holding an interview if they're going to shut down on the 19th?
Mm, very true.
It just doesn't seem to make sense to me. Uh, but one thing that I don't think I saw on his Instagram or his Facebook, he doesn't pre-slice the food. I do think that if you're going to present somebody with a steak and expect them to pay $45 for it, you should
Mhm.
slice it for them. You should slice it and fan it out for them. Just
Oh,
one extra step.
you're talking about the steak.
Yeah. So that they can automatically see, oh, look, this is medium rare.
Yeah.
Instead of doing the thing like we're not Applebee's.
Hmm.
If you want your $13 steak, go to Applebee's.
Yeah.
And then you can cut into it and go, wow, this is still grossly undercooked.
I
And
think even
somehow
at
burnt
Applebee's,
on the outside.
I'm pretty sure they cut it at Applebee's, though.
They don't cut it at Applebee's.
No. Really thought they did.
They have little 4-ounce, 6-ounce petite sirloins. They throw that bitch on the grill. They somehow burn the outside while undercooking the inside.
Well,
And then they just throw it on a plate, slap mashed potato, literally slap mashed potatoes the way it looks, and scoop on a portion of veggies, call it a day. And then you cut into that thing with their dull ass steak knife, and you're like, okay, this isn't what I wanted. It's either overcooked or undercooked.
I
Where the
like.
sound of the microwave is the ambiance.
I'm trying to remember like what actual meal I had at Applebee's. So at the restaurant that Sean and I worked in, Sean, next door it was not Fridays. What was it? It's one of those like I don't want to say chain restaurant. It's not Applebee's either. I can't remember for the life of me.
Chili's.
Chili's was down the street, but we had a restaurant next door. I can't remember, but it's like one of those type of
That's how
restaurants.
memorable it was.
Sean, I'm having a crappy head moment. Do you remember what the restaurant next door was? I cannot remember for the life of me, man. Wow. It's not that long ago either that we stopped working there, but like it feels like it's been forever.
Hasn't it been like a decade?
Has it been 20? No, 6 years. It's only been 6 years.
Hmm.
See, look, you can't remember either, right? Oh, I can't remember. So all the restaurants there now have all changed pretty much. Our old fish restaurant is now, I think it's like a steakhouse ish. 6, 7 years now, and it's the lot they bought the entire corner because like the way our restaurant was positioned, it was like I don't want to say at the top of the mall, so like it's the most visible from the highway. That's why we have like a big fish like statue on the outside indicating that's legal seafoods. But like we had a corner lot, but it didn't wrap all the way inside. There was this restaurant in between that kind of stopped us from doing that. But now the current restaurant out there, they bought that entire corner, so it's just that one big ass restaurant that's there. It's kind of nice. I kind of want to go back and like dine in. I think it's called like Eddie V's or something like that, or Seasons 57. Owned by Darden, so like Capital Grill, Red Lobster, that company.
What's going on with Red Lobster lately?
I have no idea.
Are
They're not good.
they filing for bankruptcy or?
They filed it. Somebody bought it. Somebody
Okay.
took them. Yeah. Somebody bought Red Lobster. Who is it? Who bought Red Lobster? RL Investor Holdings have bought Red Lobster after of them filing for bankruptcy with former PF Chang's CEO. Wow. Didn't know. What else do they own though? Because there's only so many like restaurant groups that own a lot of the restaurants. It's only like four big ones.
I know. I don't understand how that doesn't go into the antitrust laws.
That's what I mean. So like it should not be legal like that. So I don't know, man. It's so stupid. It's dumb. Oh, what time is it? 9:08. I got 3 hours before I have to go.
Oh, dude, you said 9:08. I'm like, crap, I did it
No, no,
again.
no.
I need to go.
No, no,
I
no,
forgot
no.
I'm an hour behind you.
You're an hour behind. You're an hour behind. 9:08 on this side.
I don't know. Red Lobster used to be an amazing restaurant. It really did. And
Did
maybe
you like Red Lobster?
I used to. I used to. Because well, when I was in film school, I really loved Red Lobster.
Okay.
But then again, when I was in film school, I didn't care about food. Not
You
as
just
much.
you just ate for sustenance, pretty much. That's how I usually call it.
Well, I wanted good food. I liked good food, but it wasn't like I didn't care about the experience
Mm.
as long as the food was good.
Yeah.
So like they're really gross shrimp cocktails. I used to think that was the standard, you know? But even after I started cooking, when we'd go to a Red Lobster, I used to get their chef's pasta,
Mm.
which was a linguine with a white wine cream sauce, lobster cream sauce, lobster, shrimp, and asparagus and tomato.
Uh-huh.
And they used to exclusively only use like very, very young asparagus tips.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So like they were always like really tender. And it was smart on their part
Yeah.
because they they could cook it quick and it would be tender very quickly.
Yeah.
And they only used like lobster claw meat because I'm sure they used like the body meat in other dishes. So
Yeah.
they only had like lobster claw meat and almost like those little salad shrimps.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing was like, no matter what you did, no bite was too big. And it was one of my favorite dishes there, and they got rid of it. And so I researched, like, how do you make this dish? And I, more than times than not, would come across just thousands of people going, why did you get rid of this dish? And I think that was their mistake is that's why I've always said, like, you need to, like, run a tally of how popular each one of your dishes are. And I'm sorry, but if it's one of your more popular dishes, you need to keep that on the menu.
Yeah.
And then when it finally does die off, then get rid of it. Don't I think some of these restaurants, the mistake some of these restaurants make is they think, well, we'll take it off to drive demand for it, and it's like they took it off too soon.
I mean, let's bring it back to Linear. That's why Grant's not gonna ever take it out. His little last course dessert shindig on your.
His tabletop dessert prep,
That's what he's known for.
that's a fair point. That is a totally valid and fair point.
So I think
Just after 20 years, after
correct.
20 years, I think you can do something new.
Yeah, he's still been doing it. That's his signature kind of thing. There's two other dishes, but like he's most known for the fucking tabletop thing. So yeah, yo,
Because
I'm
like
looking.
Duffy doesn't even have a physical menu.
No, it's just like whatever on that day is.
You know you're getting an 8-course meal. You're paying for an 8-course tasting menu.
Yeah.
So you can go in there one day, like you can go in there this Friday
Mhm.
and then and get a certain 8 courses, which might stay around, and you can go in there next Friday and it could be a totally new menu. It is literally just if he feels like he's done with the dish, he 86s that and replaces it with something new.
Yeah, I found
Now,
it.
I will say, I will say that he usually tries to keep it similar. So, like, if
Mhm.
he does a scallop in like a cucumber bisque, he might switch out the cucumber bisque and put a scallop in something different.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But I remember, and I think I talked to you about it when I was working there. He and Chef Curtis just had me one day doing nothing but bags of sous vide scallops. They're like, I want you to try like a cure, like a 3% cure on this, 5% of cure on this, no cure on this. Let's add maybe a touch of vinegar in this bag. And
Mhm.
that was my whole job for like 2 days. Is
Yeah.
like I got so sick of scallops after that because then it would be Justin and I just like we'd open the bag and we'd taste like, okay, does this taste too salty? Okay. And we're not talking about scallops. We're talking about A5 scallops.
Yeah, the nice ones. I get it.
Yeah.
See,
That and they were sous vide, so they were basically closer to poached
yeah.
scallops, which they were tender and everything, but I like the crust.
No, so that's what I'm saying. Like, so for scallops, I don't mind when it's like soft poached like that, but I feel you're not getting the best texture and taste of it. So I really like I love a heart's here kind of scallop. I'd rather prefer that than
All you have to do is get your pan cranking hot with a little bit of oil, hot as it can go. 30 seconds per side, you're done.
See, I like the one side. I don't care for the other side. Just give me one super hard sear and the one
Oh,
side.
oh,
Let it.
see, because I do both sides because then I get a more consistent cook throughout.
I feel you. I also like the raw like taste. So for me, that's like the best of both worlds. That's why I only do the one sear. If I were to do scallops at my shop, that's how I probably would do it. But
Oh,
like
I
I
see
just
where you're coming from. See, I also like raw scallops. I don't
yeah,
mind eating just raw scallops.
yeah.
Um, but I think for me, it's an either or. Either it's
Okay.
or
You
I
can't do
need a consistent cook.
you
I
can't do
don't like when things are equally hot and cold.
that. I Jones for that shit. I really do. I love I love when that stuff happens. Sean, I found it. So in it was Ruby Tuesdays. That was the restaurant that was right next to us. Ruby
They're
Tuesdays.
gross.
I know, but that was the restaurant right next to us. Um, it's almost like it's almost just like Applebee's or Chili's. It's the same kind of thing. Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
are.
Ruby,
They're all, and that's what I'm saying is like
all the
all
same.
these restaurants just they. I think that's why I don't like any of them
Uh
because I
huh.
feel like they just cannibalize each other's menus.
No, no, correct. It's like a rinse and repeat. It's just a different branding, different name, different group, maybe same group, but just for the general public, it's like, oh, it's a different concept. Whatever. It's not. Literally
Well, and
same.
it's not even like Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Like out there,
Which
out by you, it's Carl's Jr. and out by me, it's Hardee's, but it's the same restaurant.
is there even a Carl's Jr. in New Jersey? I don't think so.
Oh, I thought Carl's Jr. was closer to the coasts, east or west, and Midwest was Hardee's.
Hold on. Carl's Jr. Zip code. Sure. Nothing on my nothing in Jersey. We had oh, what the fuck? It's not open anymore. It's specifically like a highway restaurant. It existed for forever. Almost the same as that one. Yeah, we don't have Carl's Jr.
Oh. Oh,
We
so
would do
Carl's
the
Jr. is
Saturday.
primarily located in Western US,
Okay. Sean,
like
what's that?
California.
What's that restaurant that closed on the Parkway that everyone stopped in? Roy Rogers. Yes. Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers is the thing. It's like when you make, trips everywhere here in the East Coast, Roy Rogers was mostly visible. Nowadays, no longer it. We have Crack and Barrel. I I think I had it the first time when Caitlin and I were doing a road trip out to California. We stopped by a Crack and Barrel. I was like, this is it.
What did you just call it?
Cracker Barrel.
Oh, I thought you said Crack and Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. I had maybe just like because I had ice on my drink. I was trying to chew it at the same time.
Okay. I was like, please don't tell
I
me
mean,
you think it's
it's
Crack and Barrel.
it's probably Crack and Barrel, yes, but Cracker Barrel. Delicious.
I my my love for Cracker Barrel goes as far as the nostalgia of the general store on your way out. Other than
Yeah,
that, I don't
I
I
like
don't
a general
remember it.
store. Yeah, 100%.
Other than that, I don't remember any of their food. Like I know that they're known for like southern country food, like biscuits and gravy and
They're known for that, bro. There it was. I don't
country
know.
fried steak, which is fine, but I don't actually remember the food. I just remember the general store.
I think we had pancakes. That's what we had at. at Cracker Barrel. I don't think we had any kind of like significant food. I think it was like for the morning, like a morning time. Oh, not morning, like brunch. We stopped at Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel only does like breakfast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Country fried steak. Yeah, I was just like, this is okay. This is cool. One of my best breakfasts though that we've had is when we stopped in New Mexico. I think it was like a. It was definitely a Mexican joint, but man, they had this chilaquiles. It was divine. It was like 9 in the morning. The eggs were perfect. The green fucking sopes that they made was phenomenal. I love that. That was one of the best breakfasts I've ever had. Maybe because of like the area I was in and like maybe just the way that the corn was made, but man, that was delicious. And it was like $10 at the time for a freaking awesome dish. And we had to sit communal. So we had like 20 other people all facing each other. It was great. I was just like, this is awesome.
I don't know. I don't think I've really ever had a blow my mind breakfast from a place.
No?
Like I've had good breakfast. I've had breakfasts that are like, wow, this is really good. Oh man, these eggs Benedict are really great. But not like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah,
Like
I think also
for
yes,
me, just because I've had to do so many brunch services, nobody makes my breakfast for me better than I do.
yeah, I hate brunch. Brunch can go die. I no.
Yeah, but it
Okay.
was one of those. I see it this way. It's one of those things you need to earn your bones. You know what
Oh
I'm
no.
saying?
Yeah. No, whenever Sean and I would like do the hiring process, I don't think I've ever mentioned it to Sean, but like I would look specifically if you got hired at like IHOP or like a breakfast joint. Because I know you can slang. I don't even have to tell you anything. I know you know busy, almost automatic hire for me.
Yeah, and those break like what would it be here? We have IHOPs here, but what else?
Ooh.
Uh Specifically, and it's not a big restaurant anymore. Baker's Square.
For breakfast meeting?
Baker's Square was known for their breakfast and lunch.
It just closed by you in Brooklyn? Yeah.
And yeah, I went to a Baker. I've worked at a Baker Square and I've worked at an Applebee's specifically so I had this idea when I was younger that I wanted to work all the way down from the McDonald's all the way up to a Michelin star restaurant,
Yeah.
which I've basically done now. But when I went to apply to a McDonald's when I was in for my master's, they were like, they took a look at my CV and they go, um, we're hiring for a line cook, right? And I'm like, yeah, you're overqualified. You could be overqualified for our assistant manager.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care. I
Yeah.
just I'm looking for a job. I want a job.
Yeah. See, that's what
But
people don't
they
like.
didn't hire.
I know.
So I've never worked fast food.
Missing out. Those are like the joys before you kind of get to like not fine dining, but like a step up. Fast food is like you can fucking fuck around. Oh my god, it was so fun.
It's an assembly line.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all it is. Literally, that's all it is. Granted, the only fast food joint that I worked in was a Burger King, but like it was great. I was like, this is
Same
awesome.
thing.
No, same thing. And then I
Well,
went
I mean,
to
in high school I did work at a Subway, but I for some reason I don't consider that fast food.
yeah, fast food enough ish, you know.
It
But
is, but it's not the same as like having to drop 6 baskets of fries at one time.
yeah,
And like when I think of fast food, I think of burgers. I think of Taco Bell.
mm,
I don't think of Subway. I don't think
yeah,
of Herbert and Gerbert's or Jimmy John's.
yeah.
freaking slow.
I wish I like started as a Wendy's though. I think it would have been even better as an experience. Because Burger King was, whatever at the time, but I really liked Wendy's back then when I was in high school. Um, but no, Burger King was my first fast food.
You just wanted to have a Frosty every night.
Yeah, exactly. One of a frosty. But it didn't. So we make do. It is what
I
it
don't think of Subway at all.
is. I think it's so bad.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not in New York, Sean. I don't get the nice delicatessens.
Yeah, we got fancy ass bodegas here, man. And those
I've
people can wing food, bro.
I've currently got an entire brisket that I've cured that I'm about to throw in the sous vide for 36 hours so I can have my own Reubens.
There's a there's a shop here, Sean, in my town. They serve pastrami specifically, and they're trying to be. I don't want to say the same, but they're replicating Katz's in New York, but here in Jersey. So it's an assembly line. They have slicers and stuff. People give you like the tips of the brisket when they're slicing it to you. Make it's exactly like Katz's, but here in New Jersey. It's at like literally like 5 minutes away from me. Shout out to the Milk Basin down. No, that was like my main favorite thing about when I used to live in New York was the bodegas, because just the conglomerate of people that work in that food, different styles, different everywhere. It's great.
See, I
I
want
wish
to
we,
experience that. I've never experienced the bodega.
yeah, it's so nice.
And I wanted to go out. It just didn't work out when I was in Philly. I
Yeah.
had all these plans, and the only one that came to fruition is to visit Jersey. Um, but I wanted to go up there, and I wanted to go see Brandon
Yeah.
and have him take me to like,
So everywhere, pretty much. Yeah.
yeah, like I was trying to get everything in because it was like at the soonest I'll come back out here in a year.
Hmm.
But now we're gonna head out to Seattle, and I'm gonna go hit up Carlos.
Yeah. I think Carlos is not too far from Seattle.
No, he's not.
So like he'll definitely get there, and then I think Bryce can also get to you too because he's in Washington, so he's not too far. I think he said he's only like an hour and a half away.
What's a chopped cheese? Is that like a cheesesteak?
So this is a New York special, almost like a cheesesteak, but think like if you took a burger, you smash it, you cook it like a patty, but then you just chop it with like all the fixings in it. So almost like a cheesesteak, but we call it chopped cheese here.
So you take ground beef, you form it into a patty so that it's not ground beef, and then after it's cooked, you turn it back into ground beef.
It's a very specific technique here in the city. So same motion, you take the ground beef, you put it like as if it was a burger, you smash it. Once it gets the caramelized stuff, you put all your fixings in it, literally everything, cheese, lettuce, tomato, and chop the shit out of it. And then you flip it up and then you scoop it onto a hero roll. Out you go. It's called chopped cheese. One of the most phenomenal things here in the city.
Ground beef cheesesteak.
Ground beef cheese again.
Uh,
It's
who's
great.
that guy? Who's that guy out in like Utah or something right now? Merrick, Chef Merrick.
Oh, he's in Ohio. Is yeah, he does private events and stuff. So we're
You
kind
know,
of
you know who I'm talking about though? Like I don't know if we're talking about the same one because he used to be like a food rep for.
yeah, Merrick. Yeah.
He's in Ohio now.
He's always been in Ohio. That's where he lives.
No,
Think so.
no, he used to be out west.
I can double check, but I'm pretty sure he
Am
said
I
he
wrong?
lived.
Because I met him before I met all of you guys,
Mm-hmm.
and I swear to God, he said he was out west, not Montana, but like one of those.
Oh, like out that way? I I clearly remember him saying he's
Oh,
in Ohio. But
then maybe I'm
maybe
probably
like
wrong.
you,
Then I guess.
I'll double check because I have his number saved, so I think I'm pretty sure I put where his location is too. But
Yeah, yeah,
I
no. So like
remember
the other
him
day
saying
he was doing cheesesteak because he's from Philly,
that.
and I said you need to add mayo to it, and it's like it was unheard of to him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you serious? Like all the best like cheesesteak joints when I was in Philly, they all had mayo on theirs. Like as soon as they got done grilling the bread, it like while it was still hot, hit it with some mayo so that the mayo would kind of start to melt a little bit, and then
Yeah.
threw on their their fillings, and those are great.
It's such a I never liked cheesesteak. I think it could be because it has cheese. Because like for me, I don't care for anything usually with dairy.
Yeah, but
But
cheese whiz isn't real cheese anyway.
I know it's like bootleg stuff. I get it, but like it's still my stomach cannot handle it. I
I
think it's
understand that. And you don't like beef.
correct. So it's just like double negative ish for me. But
So
I
then
think
you were just saying it like I'm gonna sous vide some corned beef because I think that's the best corned beef is when you sous vide it.
mhm.
Um, because you don't have to worry about the dilution from the water.
Yeah.
Um, and pastrami's just the same thing, only roasted.
Roasted. Yeah.
But do you like pastrami then?
I like pastrami because of the crust on the outside, or like specifically the way it's cured. But I also
And
like
because
corned
it's
beef.
not like a beefy flavor.
Like I think that's what I'm realizing more now, so more so than anything. As long as it's lean, because like in the Philippines we have so when you say corned beef, my brain specifically goes to the canned version, and that's what we always had in the Philippines. Essentially corned beef, but it just
Yeah, that's what we grew up here in Minnesota with when somebody said corned beef
yeah.
is like corned beef and hash, and I hated that crap. That was gross.
Yeah, but we had
So
as a Filipino, like the canned food thing is such a we hold it at such a high level that we have like the fancy stuff on the shelf. So like we have many different forms of it. So when we're talking like all the other stuff that I grew up with, I know all the fancy stuff that I wish that I could get here in the States, but obviously they don't carry that here. It's not like a normal stance here. But man, I crave that flavor specifically from that one can of corned beef.
what age were you again when you came here?
I was 12.
12.
Yeah. That was
And
97.
and how long before like did your family try going for their citizenship right away or
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
100%.
Okay.
And it took 20 years.
So you were in your 20s by the before you became
No,
a citizen?
I was in my 30s.
You were.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It took 20 years to get the visa to transfer over. So it's like weird.
Hmm. Yeah, our system's broken.
I know. But there's a lot of
Because
that.
we have a lot of immigrant families out here,
Yeah.
and yeah, and it's just like the thing you notice is it's just these people who are trying to put food on their table for their families,
Yeah.
and a Nigerian sub. If I'm back in Philly, which probably won't be for a while because I don't like smelling urine every day.
Philly is gross, bro. Like straight up gross. Mad. It's mad dirty. It's not as
Like
dirty as
I remember
Chicago, in my
even
opinion.
going to I remember even going to Jersey and being and we like breathed and we were like, oh man, even this air is so much cleaner compared to Philly.
Yeah, Philly is sketchy, bro. Like Philly, the city, distinct smell. New York City depends where you are in New York City, um, but it's pretty much a lot cleaner than Philly. Philly's just like, ugh. But then you go to Chicago, bro. Oh my god, that was whack. But then
What are you
again,
talking about?
I went during the winter. This was a long time ago, though, so it could be different now. It was not necessarily a smell, but it was visibly, for me, it was dirtier than here in these two sides. I'm here for the Philly slander. Sean,
Well, I
Sean
guess
used to live in
like I lived
Philly.
in a western suburb of Chicago when I was there. And
Oh,
I
okay.
only
It could be
went to the
that.
West Loop. Like
It could be that too.
very rarely did I go out to Navy Pier and stuff.
I think I'm talking more so like the inner city, like literally the touristy spots, because that's where they took us for Chicago. And I was just like, bro, what? This is whack. What do you mean?
Yeah, no, I didn't go to the inner city because I'm a little white boy who felt I needed to lock my doors while driving.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets wild.
Because I do remember there was one time where I'm convinced I heard gunshot.
No,
And
I'm pretty sure you
as
did.
as a former combat vet, I jumped and
Quite
everybody
possibly.
around me did nothing. Just kept walking and I'm just like, how the hell can you guys like
It becomes almost second nature to you. You're just like, okay, great. Here in my town, bro, I get action here sometimes at night. And I'm
really?
just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Caitlin was like, oh, they're shooting fireworks. I was like, babe, those are not fireworks. I can promise you, that's not a firework.
I
She's like,
can't
what do
do
you mean?
fireworks either though, so
No, I know, but like, there's a distinct sound when you're shooting
I can
firearm.
I can do fireworks on the 4th of July or if I know there's going to be a fireworks event.
Yeah,
But here in my part of the country, it's like they like to hold on to the fireworks and they'll shoot them off like a month before or a month after. Those are the
right.
ones that get me because I'm not expecting them.
Oh, are they allowed in your state? Like you're able to purchase fireworks?
We're not allowed to purchase or sell fireworks in our state, but we are allowed to set them off.
But like, how does one get the fireworks to set off?
What do you mean?
Like, okay, so you're not allowed to purchase, but how do you get the fireworks so you can have it so you can set it off?
You go to South Dakota.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So like here in Jersey, we're also not allowed, but in PA you can. So we buy the fireworks from PA, bring it over, and then we set it off. Kind of the same thing.
Same for us. Same for
Okay,
us.
okay, got it.
We go to a different state, Iowa, Wisconsin, South Dakota, North Dakota, anywhere that's it's legal to buy and sell fireworks. We smuggle them into the state. I don't
Uh-huh.
know if it's smuggling or not, but
Same
I
shit,
mean,
same shit.
I, I
Even
would
phone
I
thing.
would I would assume that if you're not allowed to buy or sell them in our state, then you're technically smuggling them,
Yeah, you're smuggling, 100%, 100%.
and then
You're
you can
smuggling.
set them off. And I think it's not legal for us to buy the big boys, like the kind that a city would have to get a permit for.
Oh yeah.
I think we can only buy fireworks that are so big,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that if you have a farmer who had a really good harvest last season that he's not going to go out and spend thousands of dollars and you can just like watch a fireworks show over a lake from somebody's backyard or from a farmhouse.
Hmm. There's the same motion for like, so currently like in the state of New Jersey, we're not allowed to give plastic bags, right? But if you drive over to a state that still sells them, you can technically use it. So like I know a lot of my colleagues, I'm not obviously gonna name them, but like they use the one use plastic bags still, specifically like for farmers, because like the the brown paper bags can only hold so much, but like just the one plastic can hold four times its weight,
Yep.
even easier. So yeah, is what it is. I can technically sell it. I can technically give you a plastic because I serve noodles, so it has broth. That's my technicality with that one law. So I can actually do it, but I don't carry it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. We had so many Target bags when we lived in Pennsylvania
Target
because
bags.
we'd go to Target and we'd put everything in the bag like you would
Yeah.
at Target, except they were all cloth bags.
Hmm.
So then it'd be like we have all these bags, and Amy was just like, We'll send him to Casey.
Someone put an M80 empty dumpster in the school backyard in 6th grade. Oh wow. Yeah, see, in the Philippines, we're allowed to buy and purchase and set off even the bigger fireworks as a normal citizen. So we've always had, specifically like right now because Chinese New Year is coming up, bro. It gets ripping out on the streets in the Philippines for Chinese New Year. Lots of festivals and a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah.
My scariest moment was when I was in recruit training for the Marine Corps, and I'm this scrawny little white kid. I try throwing a grenade, and I throw it just over the wall that we're supposed to throw it. Yeah, I felt that.
Just over the wall. So meaning it could bounce back and
So
fucking
the grenade range, the way it's set up is you can only have one person at a time throw a grenade. And you have this you have everyone has to be behind a line because even if somebody's dumb enough to do exactly what I did, you're still far enough away where you're not going to get hit by shrapnel. And then when you're ready to throw your grenade, you have like this 3-wall concrete, like almost like a bunker. And it's just cinder block between you and the grenade field. No roof, no door to go in, just 3 walls, making a U. And then you pull the pin.
You're doing this motion.
Flip the safety pin, and then you hold back, you go frag out, and then as you let go of that little trigger that is keeping it from detonating, and you're supposed to lob the grenade out. And so it's sweep, pull, throw. You sweep the safety, pull the pin, throw. I was struggling to sweep because I wasn't that strong. And my drill instructor is like yelling, like, come on, do it now. I finally get it. And then I'm struggling to pull the pin because the pin like goes through, and then this part of the pin goes up and this part of the pin goes down. And you basically have to pull the pin while bending this metal.
Oh, you have to yank
some strength. You have to yank it.
I didn't realize
not as easy. It is not as easy as it looks like on the movies.
Yeah. Well, they don't want it setting off. So yeah, I can assume.
No, you don't. But like it takes some considerable force to pull that pin. And then the easiest part should be throwing the grenade. But like I'm so tired from trying to get these 2 safeties off of this fucking thing that I throw it and I hear it fall on the other side of the wall. Like literally, if it wasn't for the wall, this thing would probably be 3 feet from us. And my drill instructor, out of safety, like throws himself on top of me. Like, get down, throws himself on top of me. We feel this whoosh, and you can feel the concussive blast from it, even through the wall. And then, of course, the other drill instructors come over and like, how many fingers? Are you okay? And I'm just kind of like, yeah. And then they start yelling. Like, okay, this kid's alive. Now we're going to chew him out.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll pass. I'm good. I don't think it's mandatory. I don't think it's mandatory in the Philippines to serve.
Is it not? Well, it's not mandatory to serve in the United States either yet.
No, but like how some Asian countries is mandatory for you once you reach like a certain age, you have to do at least 2 years or something like
that. I personally think it should be mandatory.
No, 100%. Me too.
Because I think then you have more. Because what I really got sick of was right after 9/11, everyone was like, "Oh, we respect you so much," but as it went on, people used to like then turn on you and be like, "You just want to shoot guns and kill people," and it's like, you understand that it's not my choice that we're over there, right? Like nobody asked me you think we should pull out of Afghanistan and Iraq?
Mhm.
I'm just in the military. I joined prior to 9/11, okay? I joined when I thought the military was a cakewalk
Mm.
because there's no war. I didn't know 9/11 was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I really feel like it should be mandatory for every United States citizen to serve, because at the very least, then I think we'd get a lot less people sitting here going, you're such a bad person for being in the military. And it would just be like, okay, you're in the military.
Yeah. I think it gives you perspective too. So that's why I think it's valuable to have that. But I could be wrong. Maybe it is mandatory because I left so young. So I don't know. I don't remember any of my uncles serving. Or maybe I just don't have a recollection of it. So it could be mandatory. But also the way my country is set up, they were a dictatorship. So the Marcos family fucking has been ruling for like 100 years now. It's like the same family. It just transferred over to a different one, like recently. I want to say like the past 10 years.
The Philippines is voluntary service.
It is voluntary. Oh, you're looking it up. Yeah, yeah. Because I couldn't remember exactly if we had to or not. But yeah, I know Korea does it. You're mandatory. I know Japan does it. You're mandatory. China, I don't remember if you are. It may be mandatory, but I think everyone should serve. Just like in the restaurant business too. I think everyone should have a shift.
I do too. No, I agree. Either front of the house or back of the house.
Yeah, 100%.
And
Yeah,
actually, even though I would suck front of the house, I think everybody should do both.
yeah. It gives you, a perspective.
Okay,
I'm
so
all for it.
countries that are mandatory military service in Asia is South Korea, North Korea, Israel. Israel's not considered Asia, is it?
I don't think so. Maybe
I
I'm
thought
wrong.
that was Middle East. Singapore, Taiwan, Vietnam, and Thailand.
Okay, Southeast. Almost all Southeast except for Korea.
Japan, and Japan's not on here because they don't have a military. Yeah.
In 5 minutes.
And then Europe is Switzerland, Norway, Austria, Finland, Greece, Turkey, Russia, and Estonia.
Those are all mandatory.
Yeah.
Interesting. See, we wouldn't know until we looked it up.
Just for men, except for in Norway, which is men and women.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and North Korea is men and women.
Mm-hmm. We just need everyone to help with the roll-ups. Oh, front of house. How we love you. Gentlemen, it's 9:48, 8:48, just in case you have to do some.
Yep, I got a couple more minutes.
Okay. Just making sure.
I got an alarm set this time.
Okay, I don't want you to be like, oh, by the way.
Did I train with live grenades? Sean, I trained with live everything. The only time we didn't train with live ammunition, and even then you could argue it was live ammunition, was when we used something called soapy rounds, which would be the military version of like paintball, which essentially, the soapy rounds, or some people call them detergent rounds. So they would make like whatever caliber ammunition you would have in your weapon. So for our M16 M4s, they were 7.76 millimeters. And instead of putting an actual bullet in the round, it would be this wax mold with like powder, like chalk inside of it, so that when you fired your weapon like you would normally do, it would go off, and as it would hit you, it would just put a little mark of like red or blue or something. And that was basically, we would go into these things called mount towns, MAUT, I think, which was mobile mobile operations in urban terrain to train ourselves, and you'd have A team, B team, and we'd basically play paintball and see which side would win.
Basically play paintball with live ammo. Ish.
And that's why I say, like, it's not live ammo because nobody's going to die, but it is because it's still gunpowder propelling this stuff out of the chamber.
No one's going to die, sorta. That's crazy.
Well, no one's going to die, especially since we had to wear all of our combat armor.
That's too funny. I also just want to say that I'm at almost 1,000 hours on YouTube. Very exciting. Very, very exciting.
I need to. I now have stew meat in there, and there's a bunch. I want to buy the stuff to make my biscuits and gravy, because what I want to do just to fuck with him is Kyle's got that biscuits and gravy video where he starts it out going, I want to teach you the only right way to make biscuits and gravy, and he says my way. I want to like cut off the my way, and then I want to come in and I want to say my way. So it's Kyle going the only right way, and then it's me saying, yep, which is my way.
That's funny.
I think Kyle would get a kick out of that.
I mean, he did that for my for the drum oil. He cut me off and said it's my oil, which I thought was hilarious. It's like, yes. Oh, someone actually asked if they can use my oil to like do a recipe and then call it their oil. It's like, you bought the oil. You can do whatever the hell you want with it.
I wouldn't call it your oil, but I would call it your recipe.
But like they're gonna doctor it, like make it different. I was like, sure, use my stuff as a base. You paid for the stuff. That's yours.
Yeah.
Not mine anymore.
Fair.
You know?
See, that's what I think. That's what I think TikTok needed to know better. Is chefs are actually an entire culture, different culture.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes in our lives we would get in trouble because people would be sitting here going, "This is how we think you should treat each other." Oh, Casey, I respect you so much. I would never say anything bad against you. Instead of Casey, you don't know how to fucking cook. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I don't know how to fucking cook. You need to go back to Burger King, motherfucker.
That's how it should be always. Always when you're talking to chefs. Because like I don't want to say it's like, I mean, that's how we kind of bonded. we all have the same trauma, you know, kind of a feel.
Like I always tell people, if I make fun of you, it means I genuinely like you. And they'd be like, how do we know if you don't like me? I'm polite to you.
Yeah. Same feels. Look at that. We updated it.
Yeah.
This is great. I'm loving it. This year I'm gonna hit the required hours, and then we're gonna start monetizing, baby.
And then you're gonna get your what's the first one? Silver plaque?
Is it silver plaque?
I don't know. I have no interest in, like, I will start a YouTube channel probably, but just like TikTok, the only reason I cared to get above 1,000 people on TikTok is so I could go live. That was the only reason. And once I had 1,000 people, I didn't care.
I get it. The whole purpose is like, imagine. Oh, I think I mentioned this to you. Like, imagine I'm getting like monetization from it. It helps with the rent for the restaurant, so I can focus just on doing the food stuff while getting like a supplement of income.
I think at this interview today, he said he just wants to chat.
Yeah.
Because I applied as a line cook, but he knows that I'm a seasoned chef, so he's probably. I'm kind of trying to anticipate what he might ask me, and one of the ones he might ask is like, why this and not the sous chef position I have attached to it, or that I have open? and it's like I don't have full time to give you,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's fair to ask to be a part-time sous.
Correct.
And the other one I'm going to try to ask is if I can actually use my camera to record videos, because I think they need a stronger social media presence.
Oh, like in the shop, you mean? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it'd be done.
in the
Yeah.
restaurant, because right now they'll post a picture on Facebook and Instagram of like, oh, look at this college kid or high school kid, and oh, look at our food right now. But that's not what drives traffic to a restaurant. Like the most popular restaurant, even back in the day pre-COVID, you had the that one chef, I forget who he is, but he used to do the don't get yelled at series.
Oh yes. I forget which restaurant he's in a Michelin restaurant. Yeah, Brandon knows him. I
The
forget.
the bear something, not the
Yeah, yeah,
bear.
yeah. It's been a while already. I can't remember. But yes, I know who he's talking about. 100%. Bro, pork containers went up by $4. What the what is going on? All right, maybe I don't need quart containers. I can put off. I can put off. I don't need it. I don't need it. You know what I do need though, for real? I do need a stand mixer, but like the small one. Because like I'm not saying I'm making the cakes, but
Like the tabletop tilt head KitchenAid.
like a was it is it a 5 quart? The small one. It's like it. Was it that big? I think that's 5 quart.
Tim Buell.
I think that's 5 quart. I'm gonna try to look for it used. See if somebody wants to.
Yeah, the tilt head KitchenAid. It's
Yeah,
5 quart.
yeah, because like I end up using the big mixer, which is not necessary for any of this, and it's like a pain to clean because it's huge. But I was just
See, and
like,
I'm looking at a bigger tabletop version because I've got the bigger the lift KitchenAid.
oh, okay, yes, you have the 15
It's
quart.
like 6 or 7 quarts or something.
Yeah. You need a 15 quart one. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just need a small one. I'm gonna see if I
the
can find it
Dabney.
on eBay. Small stand mixer.
So it was Tim Buell at the Dabney.
Oh, I did Davinci. Okay. Yeah. We have so many like versions now. What is Viver makes one now too? What is this? Since when?
I would honestly, when it comes to stand mixers, I actually like the KitchenAid.
No, it has to be that because I know it will last. So like I don't really
I mean, I
care.
was gonna say there's a reason that they've been in business for like what 125 years or something.
Correct. Like I'd rather spend because I know it will outlive me. That little tiny, whatever it is. Used. Can I say used, bro? Condition.
He
Used.
welcomes each guest. How does a chef do that?
What?
He welcomes each guest at the door like he's the
He's the front of house.
yeah. How do you
Sean, are
do that?
you using it? If you're not using it, bro, I'll fucking take it off for you. Or let me borrow it for a while because I've been making cakes. I mean, these are not bad. This is a pre-owned KitchenAid 140. That's not bad.
Because yeah, you just need the tilt head, the smaller of the two.
Literally need a small one.
Yeah, see, my batter would overflow in a 5 quart.
Yeah.
My batter sometimes overflows in the 7 quart.
You said it's yours. If you send it over, just let me know. I'll get it to you at some point.
Why can't I see what Sean's saying?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's the chat, but I can definitely see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's obviously saying stuff that I can't see.
Oh.
Because the last thing I had was wow when we were talking about grenades.
Oh. Maybe you just have to maybe reload. But he said a lot more than that.
No, I'm sure he has,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I can't see it.
It's all good.
Or maybe he's just sending you private messages.
No. Or maybe it is, but I don't think so. It's on the main chat. On the main chat.
I was gonna say I don't know if you can send just one creator. Maybe
Yeah,
can.
I was like, I don't think so. And then I can get that guy's Everdime, you know what I'm talking about, on TikTok. He talks about his stand mixers, how you can make it better.
See,
I follow that guy.
I follow that guy. Um, he doesn't make anything for the 7-quart though. I don't think.
Oh,
Like everything he makes is for the 5-quart tilt head.
yeah, the small one. Yeah,
Like that little spring, I really want. I really want that spring, but I don't think it's interchangeable.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to message the guy. Like, hey, do you happen to have for a 7-quart one? Yeah, no. So we have a 4-gallon one at the shop. That's what I was thinking. It's the Hobart one, the big Hobart mixer.
See, which is fine if you're making industrial doughs and breads and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's too much.
Even so, like, so when I do the milk bread, it's only about it's like a half 1.5 kilos on the mix, so it yields about 2, but like it's still small for that. Like it's barely doing anything on the inside. I'm just like, bro, I just need a small mixer.
I would really like if um KitchenAid made a silicone beater for batters
Can't you
because
buy can't you buy the head for that one?
you
I think
can,
they
but
make
it's
them now.
not that good. It's not that
Oh,
good. I used to have one, and
it's
it
trash.
it kind of is. I think it's very gimmicky, so they didn't put a lot of quality into it. But I want one that's got like dual silicone blades that I don't know. There's a company that makes something that is like a mixer. You've probably seen it where it rotates the bowl and then it's got like a one blade that scrapes the side of the bowl perfectly.
Oh, those are the fancy ones. Yeah. So my
Yeah,
friend
those are
just
the
had
ones that cost like $3,000 or something.
my friend just upgraded today. So the pizza shop that's by me, he does Neapolitan style. So like the puffy crust that's not really like a hard bottom, so it's kind of floppy. It's nice. He switched to that one and it's $6,000. But like, bro, the bowl itself mixes while the one head just kind of it's fixated and it just kind of turns and folds really great. I was just like, oh, that looks so good. And he's like, yeah, my dough has been. He says like the best purchase for him for his shop because his
Okay.
doughs are more consistent now. Though, instead of he had the old Hobart too from back then, and he got rid of it. So now it's just that one.
Mm. Yeah, Amy saw it, showed it to me, and I went, you might want to check the price before you like show me toys that you're gonna regret showing me.
They're pricey, they really are.
Plus, I don't know how well it would like it just seems like as a chef, I don't know if I came up with this idea on my own or if somebody ingrained it in my head. But just horizontal retail space in a restaurant is at such a premium that I don't want something that looks like it's going to take up a whole counter.
Correct.
Because like the KitchenAid mixers, they have a pretty small foot, so they
Yeah.
don't take up that much space. And that
Well,
machine,
the smaller ones do. The medium one that you do. I mean, it takes like what 24 inches, right? Just like height wise too, same. So
height, I don't care about. Height, I don't care about.
I
But I
think
mean,
my
that's why
mom
we
did
have
too.
That's why instead of having like a knife block in a restaurant, you have the magnet strips on the wall.
Correct.
I don't know.
No,
Anyway,
same.
I'm gonna log off here so I can go shave and everything.
Yeah.
Because it's been a week. Can you tell?
This is about a week and a half. I gotta trim it.
Yeah, no.
Again,
This is the week. This is the week.
I'm getting rowdy on mine, but yeah. All right, homie. I'll talk to you when I see you, and then
Yep.
probably tomorrow again we'll go live. Maybe we'll
All
see.
right. Talk to you later.
All right, homes.